Welcome back, guys. This is Cars at 100. My name is Leo, and let's talk about automotive news. So, as you all heard, recently, today, basically yesterday, in some different time zones, on SEMA show, Hennessy released Hennessy Venom F5. So, what's the big deal about this car? It's gonna challenge Bugatti Chiron. So, I'm gonna give you a couple of specs, and let's talk about that car. And why is that car important right now in the time that we live in, and why is this competition that's going on with the other sports cars is very relevant with the hypercars as well. So they are gunning with this Hennessy Venom F5, they are gunning to have the ultimate car that will achieve 300 miles an hour. So that's a big claim, that's a big deal, and company needs to be respected because of that. And big huge props to Hennessy for producing this car. This is awesome car. So a couple of specs about this car. This car is gonna have 1600 horsepower, guys. It's gonna have a V8. It's gonna have 7.4 liters in-house built engine. So it's a car that is in-house produced. It is not derived like all the Hennessy Venom. That was a Lotus chassis that was engineered for that performance and that power with the first car that they released. So this car is absolutely new, and again, respect to the Hennessy because they build car in-house and they're not tuner company right now. Even though they're a tuner company, they're stepping up their game, and I always respect that with the car manufacturers. And I think it's a good job that they finally come out with a hypercar that will challenge all these high hitters, including the Chiron and every other LaFerrari and other cars. But the Chiron does not compete with the regular hypercars that don't achieve the 230 plus an hour high speeds. So what does this car mean for the United States as well? It's a big deal. If they will claim this 300 plus miles an hour claim that they are releasing by Hennessy, so it's going to be big car, and it's going to be awesome throughout the world. Is going to be renowned. So American again stepping up their game in terms of the high performance vehicles, just like Corvette ZR1 that's about to be released soon. It is again the car that is a hyper car, and it's not easy to do, guys. Remember, 300 miles an hour sounds easy, and you know, we might see this on videos or in video games how these cars achieve these speeds, but it's really hard. So why is this car really the type of pinnacle type of a car that will achieve the speed? And it's most likely because the car is gonna weigh less than 3,000 pounds. That's a huge big deal. Even though Venom in the past, the first Venom was not a heavy car at 3,000 plus pounds, this car is gonna be even lighter. So that means that this car is gonna be able to achieve, and I believe that. And they have to basically say and do whatever they say they're gonna do. So 0 to 186 miles an hour is gonna happen in 10 seconds. That's what they claim, and probably it's gonna be the type of a car that is gonna happen, that is gonna achieve this speed because of all the engineering that Hennessy is gonna have to give this car. Also, a very big number, a very big deal is 0 to 249 miles an hour to 0 again is gonna happen in 30 seconds. That's also a huge claim, guys. And why is this claim is important? Because Bugatti Veyron is not as quick. So Bugatti Veyron, even though it has 1600 horsepower as well, it does not weigh so low. It does not weigh so little as Venom F5. So it's a big deal. But the price tag as well, if they're gonna release these cars, only 24 cars are gonna be produced. But the catch here is that the car is gonna be under 2 million. Bugatti Chiron is gonna be almost $3.5 million. So that's big deal compared in the price as well. But the car is not as exclusive, of course, as the Bugatti, because Bugatti has all around awesome features and everywhere, inside, outside. The car is crazy in terms of the horsepower, in terms of the engine. It's quad turbocharged W16. The Venom F5 doesn't have that. So so it's a kind of a big deal in terms of that, but at the same time, it means that the car is gonna be cheaper to produce, and I feel that all their energy is going, I'm talking about Hennessy, is going into the speed. So that's what's important about this car. It's gonna achieve that record speed of 300 miles an hour. That should be the headline of that car. Not so much the weight, not so much the performance, but how it will achieve that 300 miles an hour. And I think we're gonna see soon videos, lots of videos happening after this announcement of this car, and I'm looking forward to see all these videos. So I don't know exactly how they're gonna be able to deliver us all these videos and how quick it's gonna happen in future, but hopefully it's gonna be like they promised. The most important thing, if they promise this 300 miles an hour, they have to stick to it. Hennessy needs to stick to the claim, because it's very important. Right now, whatever you say in car world needs to be achieved, just like Corvette ZR1. I think it needs to beat the GT2 RS. Otherwise, I stress this a lot in my live streams and many other videos that I talk about, and I think it's very important for this car to achieve this world record on the Nürburgring, because otherwise this car is not going to be renowned in the world as much as the Porsche is. Even though it's hard to get to the Porsche level, still it needs this spotlight right now. Corvette, I'm talking about ZR1 that is supposedly coming out. And I think same thing goes with this Hennessy Venom F5. It is very important for this car to produce this to be under the spotlight genuinely, to say and achieve this performance. It's not gonna be easy, just like the Bugatti Chiron when it achieves this speed on the test track in Germany, because they have a very long test track in Germany. Volkswagen Group owns this test track, so Bugatti is under Volkswagen Group, so they can test these cars. Venom F5 doesn't have the luxury of testing these cars on that track. Obviously, they're not going to provide the privileges to the Venom F5, to their competitor. So I think this car needs to achieve this speed really quickly and really efficiently on their on the runway that they have, that they tested that they tested Hennessy Venom in the past, where they achieved a very good speed as well, very high speed. So I think they can be able to do much better with the car that the Hennessy Venom F5 will have to be. So I don't know what you think about this, guys. Leave a comment. What do you think? Who you think is gonna be still gonna hold the record by the end of this year? Hopefully by the end of this year they're gonna have already kind of achieved this speed. If not, maybe in the beginning of next year, or maybe in the middle of the next year, 2018. I think it's more likely that they're gonna release all these claims and they're gonna do finally this world record. I hope it's gonna happen like this, because I have a huge ambition. I have huge not ambitions, I have huge thinking and respect for Hennessy for producing this car, and I think they can achieve all they promise. So let me know what you think about this, and it was something that I wanted to talk about, because it is kind of a big deal right now, and I think little by little all these cars coming out with this powerful engines and huge claims. I think the only thing they need to do is companies need to follow these claims and give us what they are promising us. So for the car enthusiasts, all we have to do is wait and see what's gonna happen. So stay tuned, guys. This was Cars at 100. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Leo. See you next time.